I go back to Jurassic Park. Why should we be doing this stuff? Do we need to do this stuff? Is it important to focus on the past that is dead and gone? It didn't make it. Get over it. Let's move on to the future. The actual wolves are dying. Okay, I'm
True.
done. I'm done.
If we could bring back one man eater, I would like to see that giant sloth bear though. That thing that can like on its hind legs is like 12 foot tall.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, that'd be
Dude,
insane. It's like a kaiju. We should bring back kaiju.
yeah.
Hey, if we're gonna bring back any man eater, as long as it's not my ex-wife, come on now. Let's get out of here. Here we go. Oh, I always fuck that part up.
Excellent. All right.
Go TDub. 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 Our thoughts and
TDub.
prayers. Our thoughts and prayers to TDub. He's being a dad right now,
Hmm.
so he can't be here.
Nice.
What's up, OnlyVans fans? I'm Van Windsor. You're the only Vans.
I'm Mason. I don't believe the Earth is flat, but is it cubed?
Ooh, that is an interesting question. Should we? I know. We're just now starting off on the catchphrases at the start, but do you think we should jump into that? I'm very curious on your thoughts on the cubed Earth.
On the
Like,
cubed Earth? Well, I think
yeah,
it'd be crazy for anything two dimensional to be in outer space. Like, obviously, the way gravity and matter works, there'd be some kind of three dimension, but I think it's more uniform than what people think. Instead of like the roundness to everything, I bet it's more jagged, you know? And like maybe some of the, like Mount Everest, that's a corner, you know?
it is. Oh, okay, I see. Okay, now, yes, I understand what you're saying now. I was about to say it is sort of jagged because it's not like a perfect sphere.
Right.
Um, because of mountains and land and whatnot.
Yeah. But I
But
think Neil deGrasse Tyson said if you shrank the Earth down to like the size of like a golf ball, it would be like the most round thing you've ever felt.
yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, that's what I was just thinking too. Yeah, it's super. It's like it'd be the smoothest thing in the universe, the known universe
Yeah.
or something.
It's it's weird how facts are
A
facts
cube,
sometimes, you know?
a cube. Let's think
Yeah.
about this because the flat. I see. I don't get the flat Earth either because the
Yeah, I
Earth's
don't
not.
either.
I guess it's not flat. It's more like a disc Earth, right? That's the whole thing.
Yeah. But I think it so here's the thing. I think your only way you can sell the flat earth is actually not flat earth. It's just more everything's encapsulated in ice on this huge
Yeah.
planet, and what we call earth is just a little melted circular like a circular spot within that giant ice sheet. And there's like
Mmm.
Asgard, or not Asgard, but Valheim, or like
Yes.
whatever the Vikings
Uh.
thing was.
Asgard. Correct.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
uh, Elfheim. It's like their. That's where the frost giants live.
Oh, maybe not
Yeah.
that one, but like more like world mythology and shit. Like
Like heaven and
um
hell.
I don't know if those are there, but like um Tarad is there if you know the Tarad man.
I don't think I know what
So
that is. What's
I don't
Tarad?
know. Way back when, there's this guy that got off a plane and they were checking his passport,
Mm-hmm.
and everything seemed legit about this guy except his passport said he was from Tarad or Tarard
Okay,
or something like that.
this sounds somewhat like I've probably read this before on some like fringe site
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
something. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay,
And
keep
like
going.
they were like, that's not a real country. He's like, it's definitely a real country. Give me a map, I'll show you. And
Yeah.
they're like, here's the map, and he's just like, why does it say like Turkey or Iran? This is Terrard. And
He's
it's
from the
just like,
future.
or like a split timeline that there was like some thing that happened there
Ooh.
and ended up being in different hands or whatever.
There's a
But
lot of things happening there right now.
is
I mean,
there?
that's
Oh yeah, but
yeah. Yeah, there is. Um Yeah.
But
I like the okay, yeah, because I always like the imagery of like not a flat Earth, but the I like the kind of the disc shape. Oh, it's got the mountains, it's not like flat. It's got like mountains and stuff, and it's got like the underneath is like a root system, you
yeah,
know, where it's like just like the Earth, like the dirt and stuff, like tapering down that way, and it's like a like the dark side or something. I
yeah,
don't know. That'd be cool.
yeah. I
Or
also
the
like the
yeah. Go ahead.
I also like the theory that we live inside of a black hole. Like Earth is inside of a black hole, and that's why space is expanding because we're being sucked in further.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Oh, now okay, hang on. I heard it and I just absorbed it. Took a couple
yeah,
seconds to like center in on what you just said. We're going into the black hole,
yeah. We're being sucked into it, and that's why
and that's
from
why
what
it
we see,
appears that everything's expanding
yeah. And if you look at like the diagram of the Big Bang,
because we're
like
receding.
yes, yes, but yeah,
That is
um,
nuts. What you
yeah.
just said.
I mean, who knows? That could definitely be right.
I like
Who
the
knows?
Terry. You should look up the Terry Pratchett like Discworld, which is
Oh,
the book
okay.
series that I'm flying through right now. Cannot get enough of it. Um, I am on. Let me see. I'm trying to. It gets to the point where because there's like 40 plus books in the series. I'm on like 11 or 12. And it gets to the point where like if you don't take a break in between, they start to like really mix in your head. I'm
Hmm.
on Reaper Man, which I've already read. It was one of the few that I like cherry picked at the very start to like dip my toe into the series, and then I was like, "Yep, going all the way through." This one and Hogfather, which is the Christmas version, which is the Christmas book, which is the fucking best. Also a great movie. Check it out.
Hmm.
Uh, it's on free on YouTube for show.
Cool.
Hogfather, it's amazing. Santa's a pig. Pig
Huh.
man, pig man. I mean, not a man bear pig, just a pig
Hmm.
man. Just letting you. Oh, actually, no, no, he's not a bear, but he's hairy. But he's a pig, so you know
Well,
that's
pigs are
perfect.
hairy.
Exactly. So I'm on Reaper Man. So the disc world is a basically a flat Earth, right? And then it's the Earth, like the oceans go out, and it's not like our Earth, like right? It's like a fictional planet, but it's like Earth anyway. So it's like it's got its continents, and then the oceans are all like on the outside, and they taper off the side of it, and they like go into like cosmic, or like they fade out into the space as the and then the Earth is being held up by or the disc world is being held up by on the backs of four elephants, four great elephants. They're huge, and those four elephants are riding on the back of the great Atuan, which is the basically a sea turtle or space turtle, I guess, which is swimming through space, right? So you got so big sea turtle, right? And then on its shell, you got four turtles or the four fuck
Or
four
elephants.
elephants. Thank you, tusks and all. And then on the backs of them is the Discworld. It's awesome. And in the first book, they try to figure out the sex of the turtle. They like
Why does
send
it matter at that point?
that's Mason. Mason, you're understanding the Discord. It's satire. It's a comic. It's a
Ah.
satire series. It's very funny, and it's British too, so it's witty. But they send like a team of scientists down like on a like on a rope, or like they're like in like a submarine thing, but they like it's like on a rope and they like send it down past the elephants, uh, and then it breaks. This is the rope breaks, so then they don't remember what they saw. But it's a fun series. That's the first book.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's the B story. It has nothing to do. Well, actually, let's not get into it. Let's not get into it. Let's talk
Okay.
about when, because that's a fictional place, right? That's not our planet. Our planet's not a cube world. I don't believe. I believe it's just a sphere,
Hmm.
spherical, like like a
As it
globe
could
shape,
be.
like a
Yeah.
globe shape. Yeah, not yeah. More topographical than a globe, obviously, and much larger. I don't think the letters are there. Also, there's a lot. You know what? I'm taking this too literal. It's not. It's like a globe. It's like a globe. It's not a globe. It's like a globe.
Mhm.
Anyway, I want to talk about something when something fictional becomes reality. Or not
Yeah, like
fictional.
Idiocracy.
Well, yeah, that's happening right now. Yeah, I guess that is Idiocracy is
I
the
mean, they
world
literally
almost.
made Crocs for that movie because they wanted something so dumb that no people would buy it, and now Crocs are so popular. It's already true.
Yeah, I don't
It's
own any
already a
Crocs.
true story. Yeah.
Shout out. If you don't own Crocs, shout out. Shout out. We'll join up. Rise up my non-Crocs.
Yeah, where are
Uh,
my alligators?
yeah,
Or my
for
caiman?
realsies, dude. Yeah, get that brand going. Anyway,
I think that's
I,
Lacoste.
yeah, you're right. Anyway, don't get me on topic now.
Oh,
We'll talk about this later, and you're in trouble.
okay. Oh,
And I want to talk about the dire wolves. I'll just spit it out. The dire wolves.
okay.
They got dire wolves back. I know they're not fictional. They were an actual animal once,
Right.
right? And this company, they're like Colossal Inc. or something. Is that their name?
Sure. I think it
I'll
is
pull
like
it up.
something like that.
I'll pull it up. But they are claiming that it is a dire wolf. Colossal Biosciences. What they call the quote world's first de-extinction unquote. What do you think about this?
Nice.
What do you think about this, Mason? And also,
Cool.
can you guess the names? Do you know the names of the dire wolves? There's three.
Thor, Loki, and Helena.
Helena. Where does Helena come from?
Oh, I thought that was the sister's name.
Uh, I'm drawing a blank, but I feel like no, that seems more like a Greek name. First of all, like it'd be more like Greek mythology than Norse. But let's not get
Hmm.
into that.
Okay.
Their names are Romulus, Remus, which is awesome because that's like the supposed like the twin brothers who like founded Rome, which is cool.
Okay.
They were supposedly raised by wolves, which is really
Nice.
cool. Well, they're suspected like Romulus is well, I think one of them. I think Romulus was suspected to be an actual werewolf, and Remus is the Harry Potter character. Remember Professor Remus, who
Yeah.
becomes an actual werewolf. So that's also that. But anyway, and the third one is Khaleesi,
Hmm.
which I guess she doesn't get a dire wolf in the show.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, you might have spoiled said
Not a
like
dragon.
any of the kids,
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Like if it's a girl, if it's a female
like
dire
Arya,
wolf, yeah,
like or
I don't know.
or Nymeria or whatever she named hers.
Just call it John. Jon
Yeah.
Snow. It's a
Yeah.
dire wolf. Who cares? You don't have to gender the name.
Yeah. I
Could be
find
called
it.
Smoke. Who's a fuck?
Yeah.
They're white actually. You couldn't call
Dire
it Smoke.
like the direwolf DNA must be close enough to the like the whatever wolf they use. It must be close
It
enough
was
in DNA.
the Gray Wolf.
Okay.
So the whole thing was like if you were to take like a cheek swab of someone, you'd get like a huge like paper reels of like DNA letters like code, right?
Right.
Just all that G code, genome and whatnot. But if when an animal has been like when it starts to die, like and decompose, like that kind of stuff, you start getting like holes in the letters. And
Right.
so it's been extinct for like a million years or whatever, 10 million. What's the thing? They've been gone for 10,000 years, right? Uh, when they've been gone for that long, the holes are pretty great in the sequence. So yeah, they like put it up next to a gray. They like got us billions of these little fragments of code. They used the gray wolf to like fill in the gaps of the
Okay.
genome. Which so some people are saying
So it's like a hybrid kind of.
some people are saying it's not actually a dire wolf. It's actually a canine. It's actually a wolf, a gray wolf. But like
Yeah.
they've edited like the shape of the face, the body, the size, muscles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, they probably had to make it a bigger frame and stuff, which I'm sure some of that DNA had that already built into it, but which I mean, still, if anyone's complaining that it's not a true dire wolf, like you'll never see one then. Like this is the closest thing we're going to get. So call it what it is. That's going to
yeah,
be a dire wolf. That is what we will be what we know as a dire wolf.
that's
The
this.
other one's not real. This one will be. This
You
one
see,
is.
that's what this one. That's what the CEO Beth Shapiro. She's kind of like that kind of thinking of like oh, it's not really a dire wolf. It's got to have the full genetic code, and it's like you're kind of missing the point of this
Yeah,
whole like accomplishment.
yeah,
Uh, like they wanted to resurrect like the core attributes of that specific animal, and they had to use, they had to bring it back to life using a like through a living animal. Not like not what I mean. You know what I
yeah.
mean. It'd be, oh, what if they used like they put the DNA of the direwolf and they just like injected it into a gray wolf and it like transformed into a direwolf.
That'd be cool.
That would be, I mean, that would be fucked up, but it would look
Yeah.
really cool in a movie.
I don't know. I think
It's
it's cool. I think it's like I was listening to some guy on TikTok and
mm,
it's basically like if we can reintroduce megafauna, it's going to help global warming significantly. It can like lower Earth's temperature by like 6 degrees, like once it's fully in
mm.
effect. So
Yeah,
like
megafauna would be nice.
yeah, so like hopefully this was just like the first step because they had more DNA for it and then we get some like woolly mammoths back in. That'd be sick.
I don't know. So this is the same. So this is the same company that did the woolly mice thing, right? Which is
Hmm.
pretty cool. Very internet crazed uh pictures of those little buggers, and they are fucking cute. We showed them on this
Yeah.
show. Why
Yeah.
not? They're great. Uh, I don't know. Does that get us to? How does that get us to woolly mammoths? I guess I get it. Like they got some of the attributes of a woolly mammoth, but why wouldn't they just inject that into elephants? Why they do it with mice? Probably because it's easier
They're
to test mice.
well, yeah. Like I said, they probably had more of the DNA for the wolf, or it was closer to the gray wolf DNA that
Yeah,
they went full force with the gray wolf first to see if it even work.
I'm just trying to play devil's advocate on
I
this
mean,
situation.
here's the thing: it's the same thing with AI. Like
I'm going both sides.
we're eventually going to get to this point in technology where it's just going to happen, like
No.
regardless.
The thing is, though, we don't have to get to that point.
We don't have to.
That's the
But what's
thing
the
with
point of
like,
evolution if you just stop?
we don't have to evolve in this direction. We can switch directions in evolution. It's called adapting.
Yeah, how
This
are we
this
going to
evolu- this evolution course this evolutional course could be dangerous for us.
Yeah, but
I
at
think
this point,
the cons outweigh the benefits. I think we
what
need
are the
to,
cons?
the future cons. I don't know, enslavement of humanity by robots. I don't know. Ever heard of that, Mason? The
Yeah,
robots destroying all of humanity? I don't know. Ever read a sci-fi book? As in
yeah. But don't you think
science, small parentheses, future, non, close parentheses, fiction. Sci, future,
yeah.
nonfiction. Because it all becomes true eventually.
Yeah. I mean, AI is one thing, but like the megafauna thing, this might be the only way we have left to fight global warming. So, I would
True. I
say that
mean,
pro is way bigger than any other con. Like,
I'm not saying that's not a bad thing. So here's, I'm just saying, okay, yeah, let's get back on topic here.
okay.
Because I'm just trying to, I want to look at both sides. We gotta look at both sides. So
Right.
this person, this is what Paul Wilson says. He's a wildlife geneticist at Trent University,
Nice.
Ontario, in Peterborough.
Okay.
He says, quote, "At the moment, I think they're creating interesting zoo-like novelties," end quote, which I can kind of see. He's saying basically like it's impressive, it's cool, it's a fun little like internet, you
Yeah.
know, thing. But then the CEO would say there's more applications to this than like what we're like this. We're in the first steps of it,
Yeah.
right?
I
So
mean, just editing DNA is huge.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm not upset with it.
Yeah.
It's not like a full dire wolf. I just don't want people to get the wrong idea because I thought it was like an actual dire. I thought it was one of those situations where it was like, holy shit, they brought. Because I was like, oh, now they are gonna bring woolly mammoths back, but it's not like that. Obviously, yeah, you can't get. It's not gonna be like Jurassic Park. We are. Here's what I'm gonna say though, Mason. With these actual like the woolly mice, cool. These are like dire wolves. We are going to get dinosaurs. They are going to build a Jurassic Park. That is Disney probably is already in the works in their Imaginarium Hell House workshop They are already growing dinosaurs for their own Jurassic World like section of the theme parks.
Yeah. Here's the
Guarantee. I
here's
will
the thing
happily
though.
spread that conspiracy theory,
Yeah.
and it's true.
Yeah. Here's the thing though. Like a lot of like main reason why animals were a lot bigger back then was there was more oxygen available, so they could get bigger.
Yeah,
So maybe like if
I
they're
want to get
coming
bigger,
back,
dude.
I know what it may, but I'm saying if they're coming back today with oxygen being less than what they were, maybe they're not going to be like these ginormous
Well,
things we're thinking of. Like
they're
maybe
not
they'll
gonna.
be,
Yeah,
they're still going to be huge, but
we're not
maybe
gonna
instead of
get.
like 10 foot, they're going to be 6 foot.
Well,
You
we're
know?
not gonna get like. Oh, see, that would be cool. A 6 foot tall T Rex sounds fun. That sounds somewhat manageable, kind of like a pit bull. That sounds somewhat manageable.
Yeah,
But
like it
it's
could
like I said,
still kill you,
it's not
but
gonna be Jurassic Park. But it's because we can't clone. We're not gonna be able to get their DNA from like we. I think I literally have tried getting like DNA from mosquitoes that have been frozen in amber for like millions of years, and it doesn't work. I think they've tried that.
yeah,
You know
and there's
why?
probably
Because
like
it
nothing.
dies.
Yeah,
Yeah, and so
yeah.
yeah, so it's not gonna be like exactly like dinosaurs,
No, like probably
but
our best bet is just from like the Ice Age and earlier, or like further than that. You
well,
know,
like if
like
they can figure out if they can get well, you can't. I don't think you can get DNA from bones because they would have done that by now, right?
well, I think you can. I mean, that's
They
where
just don't
like
know. They
blood
just
is like stored is in them.
right, but like do they know how to? But like inside the middle of the bone.
I just don't think there's enough to go off of.
Well, what if they figure? Okay, so if they can figure out a way to do that, I'm just saying like, it's not gonna be a full size T Rex like we see in the museums. It's gonna be like a T Rex. It's gonna be an animal that it has. It's gonna be an amalgamation of like a few different things because they need to
It's
like
going to be a
fill
giant
in.
chicken
Yeah, they might, dude. Okay, now that is interesting.
because I
Could
think
they
that's the
use?
closest relative
It is,
to the
and
T
so
Rex.
could they? Could they? How could they do that?
They would have to use that as the basis to like breed it at
Would
least.
they have to? What if
Yeah,
they?
because it's the
Well,
closest
what
thing they
like?
got.
Okay, so what if they? But couldn't they? If they could figure out a way to get Brontosaurus, let's I'm gonna switch dinosaurs. What if they could
Okay.
get Brontosaurus DNA, right? Long
Okay.
neck dinosaur, right? And they implement that into giraffe egg, a giraffe DNA, right? But you see, that seems. I feel like me is just like that seems like black and white. Like I'm not really
Yeah,
looking.
I
Yeah,
think
I feel like I'm making it too simple.
yeah, I think a long neck. I think there's more that involved
Yeah,
that
I
goes
think
into a
so.
long
Okay,
neck
I think so too. I think so too.
because like the
Good. I'm
whale
glad you said
back
that. Okay, I'm glad you said that.
because like the whale and every like aquatic mammal
Yeah.
all derived from the same thing that was just like a large, not even like a large. It was just like it was like a large like rat. It was like a kind of like a
Oh,
rodent. It
yeah,
was
yeah,
like
yeah.
2 foot. It was like 2 foot long.
It
But
happened to like it was able to like just hide inside little cracks, and that's how it survived.
yeah, but then it just got into the water, and then it just got. There was no natural predators out in the water, so it got bigger, and then it just like adapt. And now, like this small little thing, shrew or whatever, is now the blue whale.
Next thing that we need to talk about, and I'm gonna say this right now. We're both at
Hmm.
fault for this.
Okay.
I'm just gonna try and get ahead of this before it bites us in the ass. Okay? We need to turn around. We need to face this. We need to stop. We need to stop talking. Until we get a fully signed, official document declaring that we have ADD or ADHD. We can't talk about it anymore. No more stolen ADD valor. I said it. No more. I know we can't. No, we
Diagnosed
can't blame it.
myself though.
I know. I know. Me too. Me too. It's easy. It's easy. That's why we can't do it.
Yeah.
Mason. I was a psychology major in college, and the first day they teach you is when you read these books and you read about these diagnoses. It said not diagnose yourself. It's so easy to, because it's so easy to. It's like a horoscope. You can so easily see yourself in a lot of these diagnoses over just like a few things you do. And it may be true. I'm just saying maybe we should make it official if we're gonna fucking talk about it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. All I know is once you pass 16 though, like for ADHD, like you're not getting a diagnosis for that. Like,
Really, I think
yeah.
you still can't. I mean, they'll probably just call us
I think you have to
autistic.
be bad. Like you have
No,
to
I
be
think,
super
but I
bad. You
think you can
can't.
probably just go in and get like a test done.
I
Not like
don't
an
know.
online. I don't see. I'm saying not like an online test. Even though I might, you could probably do that. You know, if it's an official site,
Here's the
that might
thing.
be. Maybe we can do it on stream. We'll do it on stream.
Here's the thing. I went to a therapist once. There was like a free thing I wanted to try. Basically, I just talked to the therapist. I was like,
Sure.
"Hey,
Everyone should try therapy.
yeah, for sure.
It's great.
Hey, here's the thing. I feel like I have all of these things.
Okay.
I'm basically just looking for confirmation on whether these things are because of
Yeah.
this, or no reason at all. It's just who I am. Like, I don't care. Just, I want someone to tell me yay or nay, a medical professional, and they're like, yeah, you're going to have to like get signed up for this wait list. It's at least 2 years. And then like you're going to have to go through all these
Oh.
tests just for them to recommend you to someone else for the full thing. And I was just like, no, I'm autistic. And I left, like,
Yeah. I guess we'll just have to find a website then. That's the only thing we can trust.
yeah, that's what I first did it on, thinking, oh, I'm going to be kind of high. And then all my friends are like, got these scores. And it's like, yeah, you definitely have some traits, but don't worry. Like everyone does. And it's a spectrum, yada, yada. It's nothing to worry about. And mine came back. It's like, yep, that's all it told me. It was just like, yeah, you do.
Yeah, you
That's
do.
it.
You
That's,
do. Yeah.
it's like, oh man, yeah,
What do you
yep.
think your symptoms are? Should we try and diagnose ourselves right now?
We
Is
probably
that bad?
shouldn't.
We
I
probably
don't
should. That'd be
know.
bad.
I
Are
mean,
you
you could always fill out like,
you could look at any episode of this podcast and I feel like you'd go, "Yep, both of
yeah.
them guilty."
I mean, I think, I don't
And the
know.
other one, the smaller
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think, no, at the end of the day, I think it doesn't matter if like you have it or you're not. Like, I think you can make it work and just, you got to figure out how it works for you. And then you just figure it out. I think like that's a lot of people's problems. It's
Yeah.
just like,
I'm just saying we can't use it as an excuse all the time.
oh, but it's so fun to use it as
I
an
know it's
excuse.
fun. It's also fun to shoot heroin, I've heard. You
I do
can't
hear
do
that's
it.
fun.
You can't do it.
I watched that one mockumentary.
Train spotting.
No, the band
I love train spotting. The band.
with Machine Gun Kelly as the drummer.
Oh crap. Oh Jesus. Motley Crue. The Motley Crue with Tommy Lee. He plays Tommy
Yeah,
Lee. That's a
yeah.
good one. The Dirt.
The Dirt.
The Dirt.
The Dirt.
Yes.
That
When
was a
it
good one.
opens with him eating out that girl and her. Yeah. Man, that's an intense first scene. That's the opening of the movie is really crazy.
Yeah.
I
It was like
love
a
it.
Netflix movie too.
Yeah, I know. I was so dude. I watched it. I was loving it. I like Motley Crue. They have a few bangers, dude. I
Yeah.
wouldn't call them. Well, maybe I would call them bangers still. Yeah, like the old sense of bangers.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
mean, they're probably labeled classic rock right now.
they probably are. Yeah, I would. I would. Oh, so good. Hey, speaking of movies,
Okay.
uh, we should talk more about the Minecraft movie. Have you seen it yet? I have
No,
not seen it yet. Okay, Trace
I have
has
not.
seen it. He is not here. We know. He's the only one that can talk about it. Blah 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 blah. So I can't say anything about what the movie is even about. I think I did ask Trace how they got into the game. I don't really remember what he said. Jack Black was like Jumanji'd into the game. I know
Yeah,
that.
he seemed like he was in there for a long
Yeah,
time
he
from
was
the
like sucked
trailer.
into the game and was like stuck there. So like yeah, he like grew up in the game or something. I didn't ask about Jason Momoa's wig. I don't know why. I totally forgot to ask about Jason Momoa's hair. But apparently he was really good in the movie. Apparently everyone loves him more than Jack Black. Apparently near the end he gets kind of annoying. But that could be people just not fully enjoying Jack Black. I don't know. No, I want to talk about the people. Have you heard about the people like throwing things in the theater during the
Mm-mm.
movie? There's like this big hoopla. I guess it's like the new like Gen Z like kids, teenagers, probably people in their like kids in their 20s. You know what I mean? Like their early 20s. They're like going into the movie theater with like lots and lots of popcorn and filming themselves like during parts of the movie. I guess during like quotes that Jack Black says, whenever he like says like he'll be like shovel or I don't know box or what I don't know what he says. He says something. He has all these quotes, and I guess people like shout them out the movie, right? and they like throw
Okay.
a bunch of popcorn and drinks and stuff at the screen. They go box, yeah, box, and they like do acrobatic tricks in front of the screen and stuff. They like just make a ruckus. It's like the new Rocky Horror Picture Show where people are like yelling alongside the movie. But I
Oh,
feel like
I
the
thought.
throwing stuff is not a good
I
scene.
think it's more like the old milk challenge that people used to do in supermarkets where they would act like they'd slip and then just bust a
Oh yeah,
gallon
I've
milk
seen
thing on the
that.
floor. I think it's just
Yeah,
assholes being assholes.
I think it definitely turns into that pretty
Yeah.
quick. That kind of behavior where like you see a group of assholes sees one person having fun throwing getting excited and throwing their popcorn. They're like, oh, we're definitely gonna do
Yeah.
that. Go get more. And, like apparently people are leaving the movie like 2 or 3 times to get more popcorn. Which in this economy, what the
Yeah,
fuck are
man.
you doing, kids? That's the biggest issue, honestly. Is like why are you spending all of your money on that? What's all that about? I
Just
mean,
for
you're
likes.
having fun. I get you're having fun, but like the bad thing is, first of all, it's bad for the people that work there at the movie theater. You gotta have
Yeah,
some
that's
respect.
annoying.
Gotta have respect for that. That's shitty. Um,
Yeah, they don't
and
want to be there already. Trust
apparently,
me.
the director of the movie he
Okay.
loves this behavior. He thinks it's hilarious. He thinks it's so funny. He likes people getting really excited and throwing like and making a ruckus. He thinks it's so awesome. He loves it. Underline
Yeah, that's going to
loves
kill the
it.
movie theaters.
Yeah,
I'm surprised they survived COVID. That's going to kill them now.
all movie theater employees should guys, this is a joke show, right? This
Oh,
show
is it?
is all a joke. Yeah, none of it's real, right? I
Oh,
started the show thinking I was going to be Bob Dylan, and then I totally caved on it, right? Like we have no power here. uh
true.
theater employees should all take like at the end of the night, take all of the trash from the day and go throw it at the director's house on his lawn, or like on the street in front of his lawn. That's legal. You can do that. I think he probably lives in like a gated neighborhood or something.
Probably.
But
Probably.
uh, yeah, no, not awesome.
Not cool,
I hope he
guys.
invites a bunch of people to his house to like watch the movie, like in his nice fancy house, and they throw their food on all over his
Yeah.
carpet. That'd be fun.
There's starving kids in New Hampshire that would love that. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like, oh man, it's always a fun like idea. You'd be like, oh, it'd be fun to work at a movie theater. Seems kind of fun. Like I mean, but in the reality, because you see a lot of movies for free,
Yeah.
you gotta clean up, which probably isn't that bad, but I'm sure it's a lot worse than I think. Because you also gotta like mop up and people spill drinks and oh, I'm sure. Oh, it's probably not that fun, and you gotta
And no
deal with
one
like
picks up after themselves. Like everyone just leaves their trash there.
I'm gonna stand up on my 2 feet right now and say I do pick up for myself.
I do as well, but I'm
I do.
not gonna
Yeah,
stand.
you do. I'm not gonna stand. I did say I was gonna stand from now on, but I don't really want to.
Yeah.
If I have spicy food, I will. But
Yeah.
that's when you'll know. That'll be our little secret. Everyone
Yeah.
watching. If I'm standing up, that means I've had spicy food.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
also, since we're kind of talking about, here's a good way to tell if someone's a decent person or not. If you ever see someone at a supermarket just take their cart and unload it and then just leave it there and they don't return it to the rack,
Oh yeah.
that's a bad person. Don't talk to them.
Yep.
Like,
Um, someone who like complains about the wait staff.
yeah.
Well, no, not complains about wait staff because I guess that's a little bit different. Just rude to them and like to their face.
Yeah. People who make a mess and then say it's not their job. Bad people.
Ooh yeah, yeah. Uh, yeah. No, you've nailed it. I don't even have anything else to
People that
add.
don't use turn
Oh
signals.
shit, you have a
Bad
lot.
people.
See that I agree with that too. I always call people. I always go. When I remember when I was younger, I used to I'd be driving, and if someone in front of me like didn't use their blinker and they turned, I'd be like, "Oh no way, that's so cool! I didn't know they had that upgrade." And people go, "What upgrade?" And like, "Oh, they got those new invisible blinkers. Those are badass. Those are expensive. I heard."
Yeah. Yeah,
So
I don't know why.
stupid.
I don't know. I don't know why it irritates me so much, but you're not better than me, sir. Stop acting like it.
Yeah, and it's like, what are you like? I don't even understand it. I don't know, but it's also for me, it's more of a safety thing. My thing was like, it's like
Yeah.
you're supposed to do it. That's what
Yeah.
you're supposed to do. And even
It
when I was like,
helps me understand what you're trying to do.
because you know, I mean, that's how you get into wrecks.
Yeah.
If you like, someone doesn't know if someone's turning or not.
Yeah.
It's just use your blinker, wear your seatbelt, and put
Yeah.
the phone down, kids. Can we not with the phones? They're all over our asses these days. They really are. They're really pressing for it.
Yeah.
I've heard from a lot of people that the cops are on the prowl for phones,
I mean,
which
I remember in high school doing like a community like a it was like an SCCLA thing, I think, but it was like comparing texting to driving to drinking and driving, and like your response
Ghost
time
Day.
while yeah, your
I did
text
that.
time or your response time from texting and driving is 4 times longer, aka four
Mm.
times slower than if you were like drinking and driving, which is like 2 or 3 times slower than no distracted driving. So it's like crazy how like I don't know. I don't know. I think it's crazy. Luckily, I grew up in a time where the phone was kind of new to me when I was driving, so like I never really got used to texting and
Oh
driving
yeah, yeah,
crap like
yeah.
that. But
I stopped being. I used to be really good at like texting without looking at my phone. But that's when I could feel the buttons. I'm not very
yeah,
good at that with the touchscreen. So I like the swipe text. I don't
yeah,
like just like typing. I'm better with
yeah,
swipe text. But like I don't know. That's from the old school days, kids, when you had to press the 8 like 3 times
yeah.
to get to
I
certain
remember
letters.
I remember in 8th grade, that's like how the girls in my one of my classes communicated without
Oh
the
yeah,
teacher
through
knowing
codes. Yeah,
was
through
like T9
yeah,
code. But like
yeah, dude.
so like it was just a number code, but it'd be like 3 squared, which would just mean hit three twice, and that's
Is
what
it, dude?
AB's
Oh, I was about to say, if you gave kids that now,
TH. Yeah,
they'd have no idea.
no, it was a crazy thing, man, crazy, and there was limits to how many characters you can even put in a text.
Do you
It was
think?
shorter than Twitter
Oh
was when
man, you
Twitter
remember
first started
that?
coming
Oh
back.
wow, limits on texts.
Yeah,
We've
I
been
had
through it, dude. We
text
grew
limits
up
for
with
a
it all.
long time. Yeah,
Yeah, me too, man. Holy shit.
yeah.
So crazy the world that we live in now
I
compared to
remember dial-up internet.
like
Like,
15 years ago. Oh yeah,
dude,
dial-up landlines. You don't even see landlines anymore. Those were
no, man,
everywhere.
no, man.
Even
I
up
don't.
for us. Even I remember
You know,
those. And I don't even
my
remember
brother.
9/11.
Yeah, my brother said something funny. He's like, dude, do people even make phone books anymore?
Right? Dude, do kids still do like the paper pick a number? One, two,
I
three,
don't know.
four. Do kids still do that? I don't even know if I have any paper in here I could use. I don't want to use my notebook.
I don't know how to make that. I never knew how.
I
I
I
was more of a
oh man,
mash guy.
I think I had to have the girls. I had to have a girl show me how to make it a
Yeah,
long time ago, but I forgot because I wasn't paying attention because I was just so nervous because it was a girl
yeah,
with paper that I was holding and now she's folding it
yeah,
and she's giving it back to me.
yeah.
And I'm gonna put it in there and hope that I get that one when they say you're gonna marry. I hope I get her.
What a strange
Couldn't
time.
think of a
Like
name.
I feel like our generation, like there's not really a generation that can compare more to
We're
like
yeah,
advancement.
we're
Like
like the
maybe
tech. We're
like
the tech boomers.
yeah,
We're
basically.
the tech boomers, dude. It's the tech boom generation.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write that down. We're the generation that grew up in a super expanding technological like wave where like we had wired communication and then it was immediately gone. And now we're like, and it's gone. We've seen landlines to clunky cell phones to like uh, foldable. It's like the flip phone, the like slide phone, the double slide phone, the twisty phone. Remember the
Yeah.
twisty phone?
The sidekick or whatever.
Yeah, sidekick, yeah, because it did that, yeah. The God damn it, that's hilarious. The internet generation. We were like the cool
The
internet
YouTube
when the
generation.
internet got cool. That's us, because like there was internet back like back in the 80s or
But it was
whatever,
only
like
strictly business.
catalogs and like
Yeah.
business stuff. So like yeah, nothing. So we were like the cool internet generation, the YouTube generation. We're not the MTV generation. We're the ones. We're
We're
like
like
the
right
generation
after
that
it.
killed the MTV generation.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, I think MTV killed the MTV generation.
they just because it was moving too fast. Because our generation moves too fast. We got over MTV. We were like, okay, yeah, Mansers, that's a fun show. We're past it, dude. MTV
Yeah.
Cribs, who cares?
Yeah.
I can't
Blue
even
Mountain
buy a
State.
home.
Okay.
Okay, that was pretty cool. That one caught me at a good age.
Yeah.
But yeah, we so that explain that explains all like the ADHD and the autism things in this generation
Yeah,
and all
because
like
like
and that I'm not trying to like say that not again we're idiots. I think about recording like a little thing before the show, like a little ticker just saying like these guys are not scientists. These guys are
yeah,
idiots. They're not
yeah,
educated. They barely graduated college, some of them, and it's like
yeah.
all this stuff. And just every episode just right before, and that way everything's covered, and then we can say like
Yeah,
eat all the salt without
yeah,
any water. Just eat salt, and then we can't get in
I mean,
trouble. But right now
yeah.
we don't do that. I'm gonna cut that out. Hopefully I don't forget.
But I remember when I was like looking into some stuff, autism is like 30% nature. So like it sometimes it's not even like genetic, it's just like how you grow up. So like if
Yeah,
you grew up playing video games 24/7, your brain probably rewired itself to think more of like a video game.
I
Like
grew up watching
more just
sitcoms.
and that's why you think the way you do.
I grew up watching George Lopez and Saved by the Bell.
Yeah. I um I grew up playing Pokemon, and
And
that's why I think
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Michael
And
Vick did not. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
whoa, no,
Just kidding.
I grew up watching SNL, like old SNL.
I grew up
I
watching
grew up
Mad
watching a lot of
TV.
stuff. I was a very curious. Still a very curious mind. I like watching like
Yeah,
all
me
kinds of
too.
different weird shit.
Yeah, honestly, like as long as it's interesting, I'll watch it.
Yeah,
Like
if
documentary, anime, reality television.
if you get me hooked, it's not that hard. It's not a hard catch.
Yeah,
I like most things. It's a small minority things that I like will be like, oh, I'm not really into that. And if I'm not into it, I'm not into it. So like,
yeah,
don't try and get me into it. It's just like I can
yeah,
feel it, and like who knows? Maybe in like 10 years, I'll like circle back to it. Maybe in the future I'll circle back and I'll be like, oh, you know what? Now with like a different perspective, different history of experiences in my belt, my tool belt of my life, I'm kind of into this. Like I'm still not there with grunge. I give it a couple years and then I'll go back to it. But
there's some good grunge, but
I need to move past Nirvana and
yeah,
just try and find something else that's grunge because I don't know anything any grunge besides it. So hey, just anyone that's watching this or listening, if you made it this far, uh, give me any grunge band, just list them down there, and I'll start picking through them. But just anything, and thanks for the support on the milk flakes. I really appreciate that, guys. Honestly, really appreciate it. Mason made me feel like I was going crazy. I'm talking straight to the
yeah.
audience. I'm
No,
not even
I
talking to
mean,
you anymore.
no, and that's fair because I've asked a few people, and that is, I guess, a problem that people have concerns with. I've never
I
had
don't
that
know how you've
concern.
never noticed
I
milk.
don't have I don't
It's
here's the thing,
gross.
man. I don't trust milk to begin with. So if
Fair.
there's
Hey,
even
that's
a
fair. That's
if there's
fair.
even a funky smell or if there's a lot of crust around it, I'm just going to assume bad.
No, no.
And
See, that's the thing. That's the thing. Is the crust is it's a bad look. That's all I'm saying. But I read. Here's what I read. It's because they don't fill. They have to fill the cartons all the way to the top with milk. They can't have any air trapped inside because then it gets all foamy and that can be gross for the milk. So they have to fill it all the way up, and then it's like immediately like sealed like by a machine, like and like so that some of the milk like gets trapped in there, and that's all that. So that's not like bad. I don't think it's bad. I think it's just dried milk
it's not
parts.
good.
But it gets clean. It gets all like clean and stuff. It's like it's not bad in there. It's only when you open it and expose it to oxygen, and
Yeah,
then
I think you're
then
just telling
it dries
yourself that.
there. No, this is what I was reading online this morning. This morning. I don't know why my voice. You're making me okay. It's just listen to what I'm saying. Milk is okay. It's good for you. It's good for your bones.
Yeah.
I'm
But it is
worried for
kind of weird.
your brittle little bones, Mason.
Yeah, it is kind of weird though how we're the only mammal that continues to drink milk into adulthood though. Like it feels like
And
it's unnatural.
we drink other species milks.
Yeah.
We don't even
Yeah.
we don't
And then
even
we
really drink our own milk.
we will for some reason create milk out of other things that don't even produce milk.
Now, here's a question I have. Why do you
Okay.
think people get so grossed out about drinking or eating breast milk products as adults?
Because it comes from the human body, I guess.
But why is that? But it's nourishing, and apparently it's delicious. I've never actually had it. I mean, maybe as a child, but honestly, a lot of people don't even opt for that. They just go straight to the bottle,
Yeah.
which there's
Which
arguments
is
for that.
crazy
Which we need to have
because,
we need to have a woman
alcoholism really runs in families, I guess.
we
But
need to have a woman on the show to even get near that kind of
yeah,
discussion.
maybe we should
But we're not
we
talking.
should
But we're
just
just.
shove that.
But we were talking about if like just drinking like or eating like a breast milk like ice cream made with human breast milk.
I'd probably try it.
Yeah, but I don't. And people freak out about this. I don't know what the
Yeah,
issue
here's
is.
the thing. I grew up with
It's not blood.
yeah,
It's like what babies eat. Like babies eat it.
yeah.
You can eat
I
baby food. It's gross, but you can
well,
eat it.
and it's got toxic metals in
Well, you're right. You don't. Well, yeah, you shouldn't eat baby food. Not even
it.
babies should eat
Babies
it.
should eat. Yeah,
Babies should eat breast milk.
yeah. But I would try it at least. I mean, I grew up going to wild game suppers where like a lot of times it was better not to ask what something was and you just tried it and see if it was good or not, you know?
True. My
So
thing is, if I'm seeing someone else eat it, if it's on the menu, someone's ordering it. You know what I mean?
all I know is if you're eating hot dogs, you should be able to eat anything because hot dogs might be the most disgusting thing that people eat.
Bro, I smashed 2 hot dogs today for my lunch. I had some potato salad and some pasta salad with it. Delicious. A big old plate. Uh, I had some relish on there and some ketchup. They were
Nice.
delish, my guy. Love me a hot dog. I haven't had a hot dog in a hot minute. So I refute what you say of the dog.
Just because
They're
hot dogs
delicious.
are, well, they're not bad. I'll eat a hot dog, but
I could never go vegan. I couldn't
well,
do it. As much as I
good for
love,
you.
I hate no, no, I hate seeing animals die.
Okay.
I hate seeing pain in another living creature's eyes, except for grass
That's
because
sentient.
there's
Grass is
just I
sentient.
know, but there's just
Grass is
so much of
sentient.
it. It's hard to move around not on grass. We don't have hover boots yet, right? And I can't just scale around it, okay? So I ask for
So you
forgiveness
hurt things
every
just
step.
out of convenience.
No, I do try to avoid it.
But as a vegan, that's going to be your main dietary
I'm not
source.
I'm I'm not a vegan, all right? I don't think I can do it because meat is so good and protein is so good for you. Maybe
Yeah.
there's a point. Maybe I could be vegetarian because what vegetarians can eat eggs or no?
They can eat things that are produced by animals, but they just don't can't eat
But eggs
meat that
eggs are animals.
correct, but you didn't kill like they're going to lay eggs regardless. Like they're not going to even though they're unfertilized, like so you're not killing anything. It's an egg that's produced anyway, I guess.
That's a dude. That's a weird
And like
argument to
cheese
have.
and stuff like is made from milk, but they don't produce milk naturally.
And so vegans don't eat.
Anything produced by animals.
But here's the thing
Anything
though.
that
The
comes
cow
from an
eats
animal, no.
cows eat grass
Right,
so they can produce milk and
right,
then they poop onto the
right.
grass which
Uh-huh.
helps grow the grass.
Correct.
So the grass is made from cows.
Correct.
There you go. So don't eat grass either.
And
Only
it's
eat.
also sentient, so if you think it's not, then
So what
that's on
can you
you.
eat? Dirt?
Nothing, because here's the thing about life.
Nutrient rich dirt. It's probably good. No, that's
Maybe.
Mets got no, it's got poop in it. Dirt like nutrient rich dirt is just dirt with like fertilizer in it, which is poop, which
Yeah.
is from an animal. So again, shit.
Yeah. That is
Stardust?
what it is.
Eat
Yeah.
stardust. Well, stardust is what people are made of.
Rocks. I mean, because you can technically eat rocks, just very small amounts of it.
But
Like
rocks,
salt
but
is a
rocks could
rock.
have fossils in them, Mason. And what are fossils except for frozen bones, which are technically DNA of a creature?
I don't know. I think it's not that, right? I think it's just imprints of bones that have
Well,
decayed.
if the fossil isn't what that is, then take the
I guess I don't know what
Tyrannosaurus
a
Rex
fossil
nameplate
is.
off the Smithsonian Museum entrance
I think they're already
sign.
doing that.
Because if that armature isn't a T-Rex, if that's just a bunch of rocks that look like a T-Rex bone, then get the sign off the wall.
That's true.
Pin drop.
I don't know. I
I
guess I
threw it.
don't really know. I guess there are bones recovered, right? Maybe just a megafauna though.
Yeah, I just kind of went on a weird like
I
Stupid
don't
rant
know.
there. I
Here,
think
all right. I don't know what a fossil is. I'll give you that. I don't know what that is really.
no, I feel like rocks are probably fine, except you know what? It just depends because what if you're a Taoist and you believe that all things have a soul, you know, even rocks, you
They
know.
might.
So like, what? It just I don't know. You can't eat anything. But you know what? The Buddha, he survived on just like the dew, like one dewdrop from a lily pad or some shit like that for like a long in a grain, 1 grain of rice for a long
I,
time.
yeah, I just saw a random headline on Facebook or something saying that fasting is the best way to get rid of cancer. So because your body will eat the cancer cells. Maybe that's what the
Really,
Buddha was doing. You know?
really,
Yeah.
your body eats the cancer cells.
Yeah, because it's fasting and it has to get energy from something. I don't know if there's any science done on that. I didn't click the article because it seemed like seems a little too good to be true.
Just another example of that Facebook is the cutting edge of science and news.
That's right,
Oh
baby.
yeah. Mason, I don't have a hero this week, but
Hmm.
you have a hero this week. I've heard. Who
Kind
is
of,
that?
yeah.
Can you give us that hero of the week for us?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look it up because I wasn't prepared. This hero of the week was basically it was this lawyer. And way back when there was a trial between these two men back in I believe Warrensburg, Missouri or around there. And basically this they were neighbors, they were friends. The neighbor shot this guy's dog and basically he sued and it was just like, hey man, I love this dog, you can't just kill it and get away with it. um and
Yep.
this lawyer created this basically this defense statement, I guess, going into detail about how basically the dog is a man's best friend and how, you know, your best friend can stab you in the back, your spouse can leave you for someone else, your children can be ungrateful for everything you've
Amen.
given them.
Amen.
You could be broke, poor on the side of the street, and your dog will just stay next to your side, only asking to accompany you.
That's right.
And
Old drum.
Old Drum is his name. There's a was the dog's name, not the lawyer's name. That'd be kind of cool if that was the lawyer's name, though.
That would be a cool
Um,
name for a lawyer.
there's a little statue dedicated in the courtyard of Johnson County Courthouse, and yeah, and it might be the or like the origins of the saying "dog is like man's best friend." So
George Graham Vest. That's the
yeah,
lawyer of Burden, who's the guy who's the owner of Old Drum.
Old Drum. Yeah,
George Graham Vest delivered the emotionally wrenching closing argument eulogy for a dog. Uh, Surprisingly, when if you the video you sent me of that person like reading out, if you've read, you should, dude. That eulogy is intense.
it is.
And
It's sad, dude.
unsurprisingly, the jurors, after hearing it, were in tears,
Yeah,
and they definitely saw in Burden's favor after that. It was
yeah. They
insane.
awarded him like 50 bucks, which I mean, I think it was in the 1800s. So like,
1870s in Johnson
yeah,
County is what I saw also, which I
yeah,
think is that the Warrensburg area. I'm not even sure.
yeah.
There you go.
And which I'm sure was a lot of money at today's standard,
Oh
but
sure. I mean, let's do it. You keep talking. I'll do the conversion.
yeah, but I mean, it's just one of those things that any dog owner like can imagine feeling that way for your dog. Like,
I'd kill someone if they killed my dog.
I mean, yeah, dude, it's terrible. Like, I mean, it's one of those things that you don't ever grow, like, you never think you're going to grow attached to it or whatever, or as attached as you think you are. And then one day they're gone and it sucks, you know? So,
Yeah, dude.
but I think I think it was a fair thing. I believe also that the guy that like lost in the court case, the guy who shot the dog, like challenged it with the Supreme Court, and the
Yeah.
Supreme Court turned it down too. It's just like,
Mm-hmm.
nah, dude, you
Like,
gotta.
we're gonna go with Missouri.
Yeah,
They're in the right.
they're like, hey man, you killed the guy's dog, pay him 50 bucks. You know?
That's right. Exactly. Which in this time, if it was in 2025, which by the way, this they would probably find in the guy with the gun. Uh, in this time, that would $50 would be $1,220.61. not a bad payment. Definitely, it's still not gonna. That's still nothing compared to the love you have for your dog.
And honestly, back then, you
Honestly,
probably used that dog for like your main food source. You probably trapped stuff just to eat.
I would literally, again, comedy show. I would curb stomp anyone who even just just kicked my dog, like nudged her out of the way with their knee. I would I would destroy you as a person. I would hire people to come to your house at night and move things around and then leave without doing anything to you. So you wake up and you're like, wait, what? Why is all my furniture all moved around? Like they would do shit like that, and then they wouldn't come back for like 3 months, and I'd pay them to do that for 10 years straight. To fucking drive you insane.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would
man,
do that.
it's not cool, man.
Don't do it.
Dogs, dogs, they don't ask anything of you except for food because they're too lazy now.
Yeah, they're spoiled.
We've dumbed them down too much where we have to give them food. They can't survive
Yeah.
on their own.
What's the greater accomplishment for a species? Man's ability to uh,
Befriend,
domesticate
yeah.
dogs, or dogs' ability to domesticate humans?
I think cats domesticated humans. There's
I
like
love
literal
cats. Yeah,
shines of cats in Egypt. Like those
I love
guys,
cats,
they did it.
dude.
And for
Yeah,
no reason. They were tiny cats to begin with. I used to think back in the day you heard like like dogs are derived from wolves. Like
right.
so I just assumed cats were derived from like lions and stuff. And then I
No,
was a 20 something year old, said that out loud
no,
with 100% confidence in my chest.
right.
And I was ridiculed.
Yeah,
And
I
it was
bet.
just like, I don't understand why that was such a crazy thought, you
It's like
know?
yeah, it's like when I was in a group of people at a party and I openly admitted that I had never once did anything butt stuff related at all, and I was the weirdo. I was like, I didn't know this was such a normalized thing that people do. But okay,
Yeah, dude.
that
Just
really
good with
opened my
times, man.
eyes,
Yeah,
but
just
not my
good with the
third eye,
times. Yeah.
not my
Huh?
brown eye. You know what I mean? Sealed
Yeah.
shut.
Yeah, man. No,
Anyway,
it's on you.
Dan, let's end it off with a question. We did the hero. Let's end it off with a question while we do our closing socials and whatnot. What do you think the next? Like, what do you want to see them bring next? Oh, also, a lot of people are. While you're thinking about that, go ahead and give out your socials. But a lot of people, just real fast, quick thought. A lot of people are saying that they should really focus on like bringing the endangered creatures that are living right now, like bring them back from their endangered list instead of bringing extinct animals back from extinction. But I'm just gonna leave that over there. So just go ahead and give out your socials real fast.
Mason Greenwell 52 on Instagram and Threads, in Green Wee, TikTok, and Blue Sky.
Perfect. And what do you think what do you think they should bring back?
I don't know what they should bring back. I think the woolly mammoth, or there's like this extinct giant bird. That's not like a terror bird, but it was like the
Ooh.
bird from Up. You know that one?
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd
Yeah, I
be a
like
cool
that.
one. It's like 7, 8 foot tall. It'd be sick. But
Yeah.
like I don't think it's like it's probably mean, but I don't think it's like a man eater.
Well, they'll probably, well, I don't know
They'll
what they're.
probably
I don't know
chase
what.
you. It like
I
an
really don't know
ostrich
what.
would.
What are they gonna do with these wolves?
I don't
What are
know.
they gonna do with? What are they get that bird? What are they gonna do with that bird? It's gonna be in a cage, probably. I don't know.
Probably.
Anyway, genetically born into slavery. That's a fun news headline. Hey everyone, you can follow me on Instagram at Van Windsor. I'm on Twitch, OnlyVans23. Join the OnlyVans fans club. Pretty right.
Yeah.
You can be a fan of my OnlyVans. Yeah. And I'm not on Facebook, not on Blue Sky. Sorry. The show is on Blue Sky, Mellow Brick Road. Follow us on there. It's just like Twitter. That's what they say. I get on it once a week, twice, every so often. Uh, you can follow the show also on Instagram, nbr.pod, and on Facebook, Mellow Brick Road. And let's see, the animal that I think they should bring back, or that I would like to see them bring back, this giant sloth would be very cool.
That'd be cool.
Just to see that giant sloth, just to see like other sloths' faces when they see it coming.
Yeah.
Like, the like that. That'd be pretty fun.
I hope it's as slow as that. That'd be sick.
Yeah, I mean, because it's supposed to be giant. I mean, you've seen those giant caves with the that they clawed their way through like the mountain. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
I want one as a pet. I want to ride it around like Aang. It won't fly, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it
Yeah.
as long as it's a giant sloth with like a saddle backpack. Because I want to walk on its back. If I want to walk on two legs, and then I'm like in a little like sack in its back, and I probably have little goggles on, like the pilot's hat with the goggles, the old leather one.
Yeah.
That's
But
gonna be my
you gotta look
yeah.
like super old though, because he's going to be going super slow.
That's the opening scene to my uh anime steampunk like fantasy story world that we're gonna create.
Oh, fine.
Yeah, it's my steed. And his name is gonna be
Steve.
Hi Steve, I know, right? I thought
Steve the
Steve, that was the
Steed.
first thing I thought of. Steve the Steed. Yeah, I like it.
You never hear Steve and think fast. So
That's
like,
true. That is true.
yeah.
Anyway, follow us on YouTube, Spotify, give us a like, comment, subscribe. Tell us what animal, extinct or otherwise, that you want them to make more of, I guess. Let's just leave it at that, because they can be a living creature that, like, they, like an endangered one if you want to be like PETA about it. And, like, they can make more of those, or they can make more woolly mammoths. Either way, because they used to be woolly mammoths. Now, there's none right now, so if you make one, you make more. So, let's try that. So what do you think? What do you want them to make? Any more of that? Maybe someone wants the big megalodon back. That would be nuts if someone did that. Why would they want that? But why would they want the woolly mammoth back? Why would they want the dire wolves back? Why?
Yeah.
Why any of
Now, if
Again,
we're bringing
Mason,
back
I
a
ask-
man-eater,
this? I go back to Jurassic Park. Why should we be doing this stuff? Do we need to do this stuff? Is it important to focus on the past that is dead and gone? It didn't make it. Get over it. Let's move on to the future. The actual wolves are dying. Okay, I'm done. Oh, that's my end of the episode rant. Go on, what you're gonna
Nice.
say.
If we could bring back one man-eater, I would like to see that giant sloth bear though. That thing that can like on its hind legs is like 12 foot tall.
Yeah, exactly.
That
Hey, I'll
would
tell
be
you what.
sick.
If we're
It
gonna
can,
bring
like,
back,
reach 16 feet.
dude, that's nuts. Dude, if
You
we're
can
gonna
even
bring,
get to a second story into a building, it could still get you.
dude, that'd be insane. It's like a kaiju. We should bring back kaiju.
Yeah.
Hey, if we're gonna bring back any man eater, as long as it's not my ex-wife, come on now, let's get out of here, you motherfuckers. I didn't say mellow manifestations.
Stay safe, everyone.